This is incredible.
Hi. It's crazy.
This is wow.
Hi.
So we have two reveals in this episode, and for me, after last season, whereby I really liked that school teacher and his partner, and then they let me down when they sort of just crumbled during the Mexico trip. I don't know how I feel about the two couples. So we have Geek Squad have their first reveal, Gareth and Taylor. That was cute. You could see that Gareth is attracted to his wife, to his fiance. Gareth is all in. He was ready to risk it all because he couldn't stop making out with his partner. Whereas with Ashley A and Tyler, it seems more like Christian Mingle. It seems more like reserved. It seems like they're trying to sort of make sure that they maintain a certain decorum. But I really loved both, reveals. And then I don't know what's happening between that four-way. Leo, Nick D, Hannah, and Brittany. That's a toxic mess. But anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, Season 7, Episode 3. Oh my god, Episode 3 is really giving me life because it's really fulfilling my little hopeless romantic heart. I think outside of Gareth and Diana, because I haven't watched Season 1 of Love is Blind, so outside of Gareth and Diana, I think they had a great reveal. I can say that Gareth and Taylor are my second favorite reveal. They are my second favorite reveal in how you could tell they really liked what they saw on site. They really liked what they saw on site. There was no, oh, you're too short, you're this. No, Gareth couldn't stop kissing this poor girl. I was worried about her because he couldn't stop himself. The way it was so effortless. There was no awkwardness. There was nothing. It was amazing to watch. It was like watching two people that have known each other a while meet back up and sort of be very emotional and sentimental. There wasn't, that lust and passion where people are wanting to tear each other's clothes, but people who are very connected. And so, oh my God, I really loved it. This is one of my favorite Love is Blind reveals. I can say that for a fact. I loved that they sat down. He then found out about her mom. He asked where she's from. He said, oh, that's amazing. He didn't seem fazed by the fact that she was half Asian. He flowed with the punches. He seemed to actually like it, and he seemed to really like her and this proposal, and everything about him was so relaxed. Given the fact that this is a geek squad, you would expect them to be very awkward and very methodical and sort of mechanical in their kisses, but it was effortless, and I really loved it. And then you have this situation where Ramsey and Bowden find out that they're dating the same person, and the problem is Bowen. Marissa is his number one, and I don't know where she stands on Ramsey's list. I think she's also number one on his list. So they're sort of, I don't know how it came about that they realized that they were dating the same person. And then there was this sort of awkwardness because they're great friends, but they're also dating the same person. And then you had Bowen go on a date with Marissa. I loved it. I really loved it because they complement each other very well. I didn't realize that Bowen had been married as well. Bowden, he had been married as well, just like Ramsey. So he was teasing Marissa to say, you've got a thing for guys that were in the military, guys that have previously been married. Is it a red flag or a yellow flag that I was in the military? And turns out Marissa was in the military as well. So when she gave him a yellow flag for being in the military, he said, well, I'll give you a yellow flag. And she was taken aback, like, how can you give me a yellow flag? It was really cute. I loved their conversations. I think he compliments her very well. I think they would be a great couple, especially given the story he told her yesterday about being in Ukraine and helping with the war because he felt he was trained and he felt there were people that needed his skills. So I think he's someone who comes across as very compassionate, empathetic, understanding, and caring. I know Ramsey might be the same way, but something about him is a bit off for me because it's now competitor sport for him. Whereas with Bowen, he understands that, it's not just him. I know Marissa teased him to sort of say that we can be a throuple, and he was like, nah. But also at the same time, he was teasing her and he said to her, now have a great date. I know who you're dating next. I'll go and tell him what's up. And it was like, oh my God, I like how lighthearted they're being about it. It's not being awkward like, oh, you like so and so as well. Okay, so who's your number one between? No, that didn't even come up, which was amazing. I really loved that. And I really hope I hope she chooses Bowen, because in my opinion, I think he's a better match for her. So you have Marissa go on her second date with Ramses, and this is what I meant. This is what I meant. Because he's becoming very needy and very clingy immediately, because he's saying, I need reassurance. I need you to reassure me that even though, you're talking to somebody else, that I'm still important, because otherwise I didn't feel I needed to know. I didn't want to know, because now I don't know whether I can open up to you. And it's like, buddy, you knew you were in an experiment where you'd date so many girls and count them down until you got your final one. So what's the problem? What's the problem? You knew you were going to be going head to head with someone at some point. And so it's up to you to build a strong connection with your partner, or pack your bags and go home. Why should she have to sort of boost your ego, or just because you don't feel confident in yourself? This is what I don't like. And I hope in herself, Marissa notices this, that he's very clingy. He's very wanting affirmations and stuff. And he wants you to sort of, because at first, he started off with that, and then they went into gender roles, and she said, she's a law clerk. She wants to be working. And he was talking about, I believe a wife should stay at home, blah, 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 blah. Someone should stay with the children. And she says, but it would drive me still crazy. I would want to go to work. And then but I'm happy for you to stay at home. And then he's sort of, oh, okay, yeah, I would want to be with my children. And it's like, he's playing mind games now. He's gone from being honest to now telling you what you want to hear so that you can pick him, because he doesn't think he's worthy to be picked over Bowden. And Bowden didn't even say anything. So if I were to pick, I know I'm biased in regards Bowden, but Bowden never critiqued, never asked for reassurance, never sort of tried to make himself feel better than by sort of trying to sort of evaluate himself against the other guy in her presence. So I hope Marissa notices this. And the conversation was so heavy. It was so, I didn't like it personally. I didn't like it. Anyway, then you have Tim and Alex go on a date. They're cute. They're really cute. They were just talking about their hobbies, the fact that they play golf. He sort of asked, what character would you sort of think I represent from what we've discussed? And he said The Devil Wears Prada. I don't know. Maybe because it's a movie thingy, but I would have gone with something else. I would have gone with something else, because the way she dresses, she doesn't dress all girly. So maybe, what do you call it? That one with Sandra Bullock, where she was a police officer, was turned into this, into this fashion model or something. That maybe would be more like it. But hey, that's me. I don't know what they've been discussing. I think they are an okay couple. At first I liked them when he confided about his sister's passing away, but I wish they could have lighter conversations, because he even brought that up, that I wish we could have lighter conversations, because all our conversations always seem to be very heavy. So Ashley and Tyler had a date. I thought it was cute. It was his birthday, so Ashley had something written out that she read out to him, sort of words of affirmation, sort of more or less discussing their relationship and what she sees in them as a couple. I felt it was very cute. She brought him some cheesecake. It looked like a slice of cheesecake. I wish she had done the Bliss thing, where Bliss baked cake, sort of scones or muffins, I don't know whatever you call them, for Zach. So I wish she had done something. Yes, the poem or whatever she wrote was emotional, but I wish she had done something else, because she had the balloons and stuff, but I wish there was something else that she handmade to show that she had actually taken time out. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyler said he's a very good cook, so it would have been nice had she baked him something, or even cooked him something, even just a meal. That would have been nice, They seemed aligned in a lot of things. He proposed. Do I think they're a cute couple? Yes. I think they're a cute couple. Something is a bit off, but I think they're a cute couple. I can see them saying yes on wedding day. I don't know what will happen, obviously, after they leave the pods. But he did propose, and she accepted the proposal. She was very emotional. But it wasn't as emotional as Gareth and Taylor. That's the thing, because now that's my measure for proposals this season. And it wasn't as emotional as that, although it was emotional. So I can't wait to see their reveal. Then you had Leo go on a date with Brittany. Brittany, for me, Brittany is now a competitor sport, because first Leo spoke to the guys in the lounge, and one of the guys was telling him that Hannah was my top, but then I told her, she said she's 5'9", I said I was 5'8", and she dropped me. And it's like, nah, this guy is just sour grapes. Why would you say that? That's not your place to say anything, because if height was that important to her, then she would have asked Leo about his height, and that would have been a determining feature of whether she says yes or no. So for you to do that is sour grapes. Because you lost her, now you're looking for an excuse to sort of mess up whatever she has. With Brittany used the waterworks again, because she sort of wants to be told that you're my number one. That's more or less the impression she gave me, because she kept saying, I hate the idea that I have to compete. And it's like, you came on Love is Blind, love. You knew you were going to go in the pods. I think it's normally 15 guys, 15 girls. So you knew you were going to date 15 guys until you whittle them down to whatever you have. Yes, you say your secret weapon is your eyes for when you go on dates with guys, or when you try to seduce a guy. So you can't seduce Leo with your eyes. But at the end of the day, this is not a competitive sport. There's no need for you to be going on and on at this guy about, oh, but why aren't you telling me I'm your number one? Why are you saying you need more time? I don't get it. I think for her, she is sort of so enamored by the fact that this guy says he's from a rich family. She doesn't know how rich. She doesn't know whether or not he's telling the truth. But the fact that he said he's rich, she's happy. And she's in for a reality check if it turns out he's not as rich as he made out, because we are all going by what he says. Nobody has yet confirmed whether or not he comes from money bags. So I don't know what she thinks or what she hopes to achieve from this. You then have, he's sort of saying to her, I need to go on another date with my other connection. Once we've gone on the date, then I can tell you where I stand, because at the moment I can't confirm to you whether or not you're my number one. And it's like, what does she want? What does she want? Why does she keep pushing to say, make me your number one? Why does she keep pushing for that? She can wait. And then, so he said, I'll go on my other date and then I'll come back and I'll have an answer for you. And she's like, okay, fine. Don't tell me tonight. Wait until tomorrow. Wait until tomorrow for what? Sleep on it for what? You're crying here. You're saying you hate competing. You hate not knowing. And then for her to say, just bear in mind that you could propose to me and I could say no. So she's now trying to intimidate him into proposing, because if he doesn't propose in time, then she's going to dump him. Make that make sense? I don't like it, and I don't like how she turns it into competitive sport. Obviously, Leo, when he went on a date with Hannah, he was now talking about, they spoke about his wealth, and they spoke about a prenup. And she said she was on board with a prenup. She doesn't come from great wealth, but she's happy to do a prenup. She said in one of her opening interviews that she worked very hard, she's made a lot of money, and this is why she was able to resign her job. So it makes me believe that she also comes from money. The only difference is she's not braggadocious about her money, whereas he is bragging and is telling everyone with ears to hear that it comes from money. That's my impression, and I'm going to stick to that. I like that they spoke about a lot of things, and she really didn't seem fazed that it was sort of between her and somebody else, because she also told him that, I've got another connection as well. So it's not just me waiting for you. I've got another connection, and it's about me sort of deciding who I want to go with. And it's like, this guy is now being put in a corner because he sold himself as the best connection. He sold himself as a well-made man, and everybody wants money. So this is why he's sort of saying, oh, I want someone who is like, I want like a competitive sport, like when I play tennis, doubles, someone who's on my side, someone with the same goal and same mission with me. And it's like, buddy, we know you come from money. It's enough. Even Serena Williams doesn't start every conversation with, I come from money, or I played sport and I this, that, and the other. Just tell us what you want about this woman and keep it moving. Make a decision, make a choice. And then whoever is able to pallet you can keep on with you. Otherwise, the rest can go home and we can move on to Mexico. I'm seriously confused. How the hell is Hannah still dating Nick D? I thought there was a conversation about Nick D only being there just to tell the girls what they want to hear. I thought she told him that, she wasn't she made a choice because the girls were telling her to turn him down. Is she using him as a security blanket, or has she decided that he's it? Because he's going to constantly tell her what she wants to hear, and I don't see them saying yes on a wedding day. because he's not in it for the right reasons. He's in it to be on TV. I don't think he's in it to find a wife. I really don't. And it's sad that Hannah has eaten whatever he's telling her. Yeah, I like the fact that he had comments for when she told him about her childhood, whereby her mom locked the food pantry. Because when she told Leo didn't say anything. He seemed more worried about, oh, now that she's talking about the weight, does this mean she's very fat? Whereas with Nick, he made light of it, so she wasn't as offended, and he apologized for the comments about the bikini. I don't know whether he's now worried that, oh, maybe she's too chubby and I'm going to look very bad on TV when they find out that I was, sexualizing her and stuff. I don't know. I don't know about that connection. It's just the same as Steven and Monica. Steven and Monica, for me, I don't get, especially after the way he spoke about his dad and his dad's voting pattern, and he spoke about his grandma and the fact that she refused to acknowledge his black side. I don't know why Monica still feels that this is a good man for her. Yeah, at times I don't know whether she's questioned whether she'll fit into his family, because at the end of the day, if they're refusing a part of them, what's to make them accept her when she comes in? They spoke about loving each other, about caring for one another. But for me, I don't know. They spoke about each other's weird and how important it is to find someone who's just as weird as you. Yeah, that makes sense. But also at the same time, I don't get it. I really don't get them as a couple. And I'm pleasantly confused as to how that's going to turn out. Oh, I actually liked Tyler and Ashley A's reveal. I thought it was very cute. It wasn't as, as the chemistry, as the physician and his lady, but still, you could tell they were so enamored by the person they saw, and they really were attracted to that person. They really liked the person they saw. So the voice and the person matching really was something they didn't expect, and was a pleasant surprise for both of them. Yes, I think they were trying to be more respectful, so they weren't going over the top kissing like Gareth, who couldn't stop kissing poor Taylor. But there was some intimacy there, and you could tell there was attraction, and you had, Tyler sort of, giving words of affirmation, confirming that seeing you now has made it even better. Nothing has changed. It's actually become better after seeing you, because I didn't expect you to look the way you look, and the way you look, you're it for me. And for her to say the same thing as well was good, because that gave him reassurance, because he would doubt if she didn't say the same thing and think, oh, is there something about me she doesn't like? The fact that he had a beard, she loved that, because she likes people with beards. And so I really liked their first meet. The two reveals have been amazing. They've been with people that have a strong connection, who I can actually see saying yes on wedding day, unless something happens that then turns them left. But I don't think so, because we weren't shown any love triangle for the first two couples that have been revealed. So I have a feeling it's going to be like season 4, where we had more couples say yes than actually said no. Personally, I don't get the mind games that Hannah is allowing people to play with her. I thought she was highly intelligent, but it's sad and it's disheartening seeing she went on a date with Nick D. Nick D, they told each other they loved each other. And Nick D was telling her, I don't care what size you are. I don't care what happens. I really like you. I love you. I have strong feelings for you. I think we've got a great connection, blah, 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 blah. What he knew she wanted to hear is what he told her. What he knew she wanted to hear is what he told her, so that he could get her to sort of commit to him, because he understood he was in competition with Leo, which is really sad, because I think Hannah is a very young girl. She's very naive. She lacks the experience needed to be dating people like the guys that she's meeting in the pods, because these guys are in their 30s and she's only 26. And so for them, they have been round the block, as they say. They know a lot more than she does. They know how to manipulate her and get what they want. Because once Nick D went back to the pod, to the lounge, he spoke to Rasmus and said to him, well, I did what you said, and I told her that I loved her. And it's like, so do you love her, or did you just tell her you loved her because you want to stay on the show? It makes me think that Nick D and Rasmus are playing games with the girls, and they're not really serious about the girls they're in a connection with. They are going to drag those girls until Kingdom Come. They're going to do and say anything that they think the girls want to hear in order to get the reaction or the response that they want from the girls that they're in a connection with, which is really sad for someone like Hannah, because Hannah doesn't deserve this. She deserves better. And I wish the experts had actually or the producers had pulled out Nick D, but they're not going to pull him out because they like the entertainment value. She goes on a second date with Leo and then tells Leo that I've already told my other connection I love him. And now it's a competitive sport because now Leo is trying to get her to sort of retract her I love you to Nick D so that he can say I love you. And it's like, well, you've been going on dates. You've just had a date with Brittany where she was using Waterworks to get you to sort of commit to her. And suddenly when she went back to the women's lounge, her tears had suddenly dried. But when she was in the pod with you, talking to you, she was in tears because you couldn't make a decision. So you are playing mind games. She is playing mind games. Everybody in this four-way is playing mind games, and no one is going to get what they want, and none of those couplings are going to be successful as far as I'm concerned, because none of you is really serious. All of you want to be on the show, but none of you want to get married. And so it's really sad that they're playing these mind games. So it stopped on a cliffhanger whereby Hannah is still being convinced by Leo that, you know, he loves her, and if he says he wants to propose to her, will she accept his proposal? And it's like, seriously, if you wanted to propose to her, you would have proposed. The reason you didn't propose to her is because you didn't feel her that way. Now that you found out that somebody might feel her that way, you suddenly decided that, oh, I have strong feelings for you and I want to propose and I want us to play happy families. I don't know how it's going to play out, but it's really sad because they're wasting each other's time. They're really wasting each other's time. And I don't know how much more of this we can see. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 2. Bye guys.